Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be decluttering all of my blushes. I've already done my entire lipstick collection, so if you want to watch those, I will link those below for you. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first one I want to talk about is this palette by Morphe. So this is the 9B palette, and so it has 9 blush shades. A lot of these blush shades I don't really wear. I don't wear this one or this one really. They are super duper pigmented. I'll swatch just a couple of them for you. These two shades, these two right here, I do wear more often. And you can see they're pigmented. They're a little bit powdery, but nothing too bad. That means that they're softer. I don't use it enough because it is a big palette, but I might keep it just for when I do makeup on other people. It gives me a good range of options for different skin tones. The pigmentation is really good. The blendability is really good on these. So even though I don't get a lot of use out of it, I think I'm going to keep it just for that purpose. Alright, next up I have these two that are from Wet n Wild. This one is in the shade Rosé Champagne, and this one is in the shade Mellow Wine. I'll show you Mellow Wine. I really like this color. It's a nice, warm mauve color, and it's super pigmented, as you can see. So you have to be really careful with these blushes, because if you get too much, then they don't blend super easily, but if you just get a little bit, they do blend really well. And it has a little bit of a sheen to it, if you can see that. So I'm going to keep that one. I really like these, and they're really cheap. And then my favorite Wet n Wild blush is Rosé Champagne, and this one, it's cheap packaging, as you can see. It's all broken. This one is a nude with some gold. It has a glitter in it, but you can't see the glitter once it's on your face. It just has a beautiful sheen to it, and it's a nice peachy nude. Perfect for every day, so I love this one, and it's well loved, obviously, so I'm going to keep this one for sure. Alright, next up is this Bella Pierre Cosmetics. It's a loose blush. It's mineral blush in the shade Autumn Glow. So I'm going to try not to make a mess of it here. But as you can see, it's just a loose powder in here. And if you pick some up, it's just like straight glittery shimmer. It doesn't look good on the cheeks. I tried to use it as a highlighter. It looks terrible. If you like glitter in your highlights or in your blushes, then go for it. It's a really pretty peachy glittery glow, I guess. But it's just not for me, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on. Alright, next up is one of my favorite blushes of all time. This is by Milani. And it is their Romantic Rose powder blush. Oh, powder blush in Romantic Rose. So it even has like a beautiful, oh, I can't open it. It has a beautiful like flower shape. Mine's worn off because I've used it so much. But it's not super pigmented, but it's just this really cool tone nude mauve color. It's almost not even noticeable on the skin, but it's perfect for every day. And it goes with any look, so I love this, and I'm going to keep this. And you can typically find Milani. I know some Walmart sell it, but it's getting harder and harder to find, so I would just go online to find this. Alright, I guess while we're talking about Milani, I'll talk about these other blushes. So these are their baked powder blushes. This one is in the shade Dolce Pink. And it's kind of a similar situation to that Autumn Glow blush, that loose blush by Bella Pierre. This one just has so much glitter in it. And you can definitely see it there. It's just more pink with gold glitter. And like I said, the glitter game, it's just not for me on an everyday basis, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on. But it is a really beautiful color. This next one by Milani is like a cult favorite here on YouTube. This is the Baked Powder Blush in Luminoso. I got it based off so many recommendations on YouTube. Now this one doesn't have any glitter in it. So I'm not sure why the other one does. This one just has a beautiful shimmer to it. It's like a true coral with a little bit of a sheen. And you almost can't even see it on my skin tone. Let me try to swatch it down here where I'm more fair. There we go. You can see it's a nice peachy orange with just a nice gold sheen to it. Now I can get away with this one. since it doesn't have any flecks of glitter. Whatever glitter you're seeing here is just left over, but I love this one so much, I'm going to keep it. Alright, we're back with this Morphe palette. I just think I'm going to get rid of it. I'm keeping too many blushes, and I'm just kidding myself. I'm not going to actually use this on clients, so I'm going to say goodbye to that one. Someone will get really good use out of this, though. Alright, next up we have this Maybelline Master Glaze by Face Studio Blush Stick. That's what it's called, Blush Stick. And mine is in the shade Just Pinched Pink. And you get a lot of product in here. I've had this for quite some time now. And it's just this really pretty everyday pink, but it blends so beautifully and it dries down to like a powder finish. So some cream blushes that I've tried in the past, they don't dry down. They kind of dry down greasy almost, and they can move around your makeup. But this one doesn't. It really dries down, like I said, like a powder finish, and it looks, you can even apply it over powder and it still looks good, so I really like this one. Alright, this one is by e.l.f. and it's actually an eyeshadow, and it's in the shade Pixie. Now, I got this and I thought it was going to be more of a champagne color, but I don't know if you can see, it's like a deep pink. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just use this as a blush topper. But you can see, I'm like digging my finger in here good. And not much pigment comes off on here. And it is a shiny, it's like a pretty sheen of pink. So if you want this for a blush topper, that's fine. But I don't ever use it. It was only a couple dollars, so I'm just gonna give it away. This one, whoa! This one by CoverGirl is just really old. I don't even know if it, yeah, there's like nothing even on this. I'm pretty sure I stole it from my mom like 10 years ago. And there's like, I can like dig and dig and dig, and like nothing even comes off, so I'm just gonna throw that one away. Okay, this is one of my favorite blushes of all time. This is the Too Faced Love Flush Long Lasting 16-Hour Blush in the shade Baby Love. And I'm going to try to open it very carefully because it's completely busted, which makes me so sad. But, oh, you can see me. Hello. I wore it on my wedding day, so I have a heart, like, I don't want to throw it away, and I know that you can fix them with some alcohol, but the shade is so beautiful. It has a little bit of a satin finish, but it's just a perfect nude, and I love it so much. And my Milani Romantic Rose blush is actually a pretty good dupe for it. It's not an exact color match, but it's close enough that I don't feel bad not using this. But I have to keep it because I wore it on my wedding day, and I'm too sentimental, and I know I should get rid of it because it's broken, but I'm gonna keep it because I love it so much. Alright, this one I recently just got. This is by Physicians Formula. It's their Butter Blush, which they just came out with. This one is in the shade Vintage Rouge. So they came out with two colors, and they weren't pigmented at all from what I had seen on YouTube, and then they came out with two new colors. So I picked one up because I really wanted to try it. I love the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula, so I was like, okay, well, I love this, and I do. It's so soft. It really does feel like butter, which is crazy from the drugstore. Physicians Formula is a little bit more pricey than typical drugstore, but this is such a pretty, like, everyday peach coral color. I know I have a few of these already, but this one is pretty much matte. It just has the tiniest bit of a sheen to it, so I love this so much. I'm going to keep it. Highly recommend these. And then the last one I have is by IBY Beauty. I got this in a subscription box, probably my Ipsy bag. It's a highlighter in the shade Bubbly, but it's a little bit too deep for me to be a true highlighter, so I use this as a blush topper. If I have a matte blush and I want to add some sheen to it, this is really pretty because it doesn't have glitter. It's just a true peachy sheen. So I guess I could kind of wear it as a highlighter. It's just a little bit too deep for me. So yeah, I really like this one, and I'm going to keep it. Alright, so I'm getting rid of 5 blushes. I guess, what would that be? 14 if you count all the blushes in here, but we won't count them. So I'm getting rid of 5 blushes, and I'm keeping 8 of my blushes. So that's not too bad. I didn't have a huge blush collection to begin with, so Okay, so I forgot to talk about one of my blush palettes. This one is by Broadway Colors. It's their Powder Cheek Palette Kit. I just recently got this, so it was in my new makeup drawer, so that's why I forgot to see it. But the colors are really, really pretty. Very pigmented, very soft and powdery, just like those Morphe ones. So what I'm going to do, and the highlighter is really pretty too, I'm going to keep this one and get rid of my Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in Mellow Wine because it's very similar to one of the shades in that palette. Since I don't really reach for this one and I've been reaching for that palette a lot more, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this one. My next video is going to be decluttering my highlighters though, which is going to be so hard for me because I love a good highlight. Yeah, so that one's going to be pretty hard for me, but if you like these kind of videos, give this video a thumbs up, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.